They're like, what are they doing out there?
It's 7:02. Time for our regularly scheduled meeting. Mike, would you call the roll, please?
Collier-Wise.
Here.
Erickson. Here. Holland. Humphrey. Here. Mines.
Here.
Price. Sorensen.
Here.
Ward. Here. Mayor Powell.
Here. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 3 is minutes of December 19th special meeting and December 19th regular meeting. Second. A motion is second to approve the minutes of both days. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 4, adoption of the agenda. John, Mike, any corrections? Okay. Second. Motion is second to approve the minutes, or the adoption of the agenda as approved. Oh, yeah, as printed. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. We have no visitors, so I'll just bypass the visitors to be heard and move on to, we have no public hearings and no old business, so we'll turn to new business. Item A, a request to close Main Street from Dakota Street to High Street on Saturday, January 21, 2017, from 1 to 1:30 p.m. for a March for Women. And John, please.
Thank you. Included within the packet is a application to close Main Street. This closure would be from Dakota Street to High Street. It would be on Saturday, January 21st, from 1 p.m. to approximately 1:30 p.m. Excuse me, as part of this event, what we've looked at doing from an organizational standpoint is what we call internally a rolling barricade. We would ask that if the council approves this, that you include no parking for approximately an hour during this section of the street, and then staff will kind of begin and follow the event to kind of control the traffic there versus to set up a permanent series of barricades and close the entire street for 1 to 1:30. We just kind of close the street as the group moves from east to west. So recommendation is to authorize the closure of Main Street from Dakota Street to High Street on Saturday, January 21st from 1 to 1:30 p.m. To accommodate the Vermillion March for Women event with the inclusion of adding no parking during that time.
John, could I ask, in the discussion part of it also indicated that the neighboring properties or business have not been notified. Do we know if there's been any change in that?
We're not aware that they have done that since the application was filed. We can certainly let the applicant know that they need to do that if that's one of the conditions the City Council would like to place.
Is that something we can approve with the stipulation that businesses be notified? Is that, John? Is that something the council would wish to include? Okay. Second. Okay, a motion and a second to approve the street closure with the stipulation that the associated properties and businesses be notified. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you. Item B is a resolution to buy property at 435 Prentice Street for the Prentice Street Sanitary Sewer Lift Station project. And Shane, please.
Thank you. The Prentice Street Lift Station project's been underway for a couple of years now. Preliminary engineering has been completed. Grants and a loan have been applied for and approved to fund the project. At this point, we're in the latter stages of the design process. In early 2016, the owner of 435 Prentice, Mr. Max L. Leggett, indicated that he was willing to sell his property for the purpose of relocating the existing lift station onto that property. An appraisal was completed at that time with the appraised value of the property coming in at $113,000. At that time, it was determined that that was in excess of the savings for relocating the lift station. On December 7th, the representative for Mr. Leggett presented staff with an offer for the city to purchase 435 Prentice at a price of $85,000. On December 19th, council was presented with the offer that came that we were given, and a consensus was come to at that time to include a resolution to purchase the property at this meeting. The resolution was prepared by the city attorney, Jim McCulloch, and if approved, will authorize the city manager to execute the purchase agreement. Notices were sent out to property owners surrounding 435 Prentice to inform them that the council would be considering purchasing the property at this meeting. The notice also included the city's intent to sell the home and remove it and have the lift station relocated onto the property. Today, only one property owner has contacted city staff. That owner had some concerns with the market value of his property if the lift station were relocated. The attached resolution also approves for the staff to change the plans to relocate the lift station. It also gives us authorization as a staff to take the steps to surplus the existing structure and have it removed from the property. The purchase price of $85,000 with adjustments for closing costs will be paid through the wastewater fund. Administration recommends approval of the resolution to authorize acceptance of sale offered price and approve customary purchase agreement terms and conditions, closing and payments for 435 Prentice Street.
Thank you, Shane. Questions or comments from the council? Yes.
As much as I'd like to keep property on the tax rolls, I think the departments and staff did a good job of looking into this, and especially notifying neighbors, and Mr. McCullough has drawn this up, and it's well written, and it's a good idea. And it's not going to create a structure above ground that is obtrusive or anything like that. So it's a good solution to what otherwise would be a problem even in the future. So with that, I move approval of this resolution authorized.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you.
Item C, 2017 Payroll Resolution. And John, please.
Thank you. This is an annual requirement that the City Council addresses with the first meeting of each calendar year or budget year, and that is that there's a publication of the payroll information. And so included in your packet was a version of the 2017 Payroll Resolution. In front of you this evening was an updated copy of it. We found a couple of errors, so there's an updated resolution that was in front of your seat this evening. You can see there's 4 of them where we had to make a correction. Otherwise, it's the same thing as what you received with your packet last Friday. I would note that the wage increases as approved through our 2 bargaining agreements with ASME as well as our agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police both called for a 2.25% cost of living adjustment with the 2017 budget year. That's also been applied to City Council and the balance of staff. They're not represented by any of the unions. And then also you do have the boards and commissions, what their rates are in there. So it's the annual presentation of those numbers, and all these wage rates have been included in the budget that you adopted last September for the 2017 budget year.
Thank you, John. Questions of John from anyone? Somebody care to make a motion?
Second.
Motion and second to approve the 2017 Payroll Resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item D, permit for consumption but not sale of alcohol on January 20th, February 17th, March 17th, April 21st, 2017 from 7 to 9 p.m. for the Edith B. Seegers Vermillion Public Library at 18 Church Street for Tech and Toddy's events. Mike, please.
The Susan Hegestad, on behalf of the Vermillion Public Library, has made the request for the permit to consume alcoholic beverages on public property for their Tech and Toddy's events to be held in the Kozak room of the library. They'll be from 7 to 9. They're looking to run one a month on January 20th, February 17th, March 17th, April 21st. A copy of the request and the information are included in the packet. State statute provides that the governing body of a municipality may permit the consumption but not sale of alcoholic beverages on properties owned by the public. The library is held last fall. They had Books and Brews events, which did not have any incidents. Administration would recommend approval of the special permit to allow consumption but not sale of alcoholic beverages. in the Edith B. Sechrist Vermillion Public Library, the Kozak Room, from 7 to 9 on the dates listed.
Any questions for Mike? Motion and a second to approve the Tech and Toddy's events as listed. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Under bid openings, we have fuel quotes, and Mike, please.
Should be fuel quotes listed there, are coming up on the screen. Unleaded gasoline, 4,350 gallons. Stern oil is $2.10.89 cents. Number one diesel fuel dyed. It's blended number 1 and number 2. The average cost is $2.03.07 cents. And clear diesel fuel blended 1 and 2 is $2.29.57 cents. Second quote we got was from Brunick Service, and item 1 is $2.10. Item 2, $2.03. Item 3, $2.39. Brunick's would be low on 1 and 2, and Stern Oil on 3.
Comments or questions for Mike?
Move approval of the low bids on the 3 items.
Motion and a second to take the low bids on each of the 3 items. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you. Turn next to our city manager's report. John, please.
Thank you. Just a reminder, the next city council meeting will be on Monday, January 16th of this year. It is Martin Luther King Day, but the city council does have a meeting on Monday, January 16th. Just a reminder also this time of year that sidewalks are to be cleared 24 hours after the end of a snow event. And again, the usual things about snow stored on your property, not to create windrows if it's pulled across the street. And then finally, our Christmas tree collection site is open, and we do accept real trees. The site is the same as in previous years. It's located in the south side of Broadway Street, just west of Dakota Street. There's a sign there on Dakota Street pointing you to the west. We, again, just ask that you remove decorations or plastic you might wrap the tree in for transport, and that we will accept trees until Friday, or through Friday, January 13th of 2017.
Thank you, John. Any comments or questions for our city manager? Seeing none, invoices payable. Time to trap Mike. Anybody have a question on any of the items?
Move to pay our bills.
Motion to second to pay our bills. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We have one item on the consensus agenda. Set a public hearing date of January 16, 2017 for a retail on-off sale wine license for the Vermillion Downtown Cultural Association for the Coyote Twin at 10 East Main Street. Motion to second to approve the item on the consensus agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Steve?
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. We're adjourned.